I'm still trying to hold the heart of this dream. It don't glitter like gold or play out on a screen where the story ends. But we can just play it all over again. And I keep thinking back to when you'd ask me why I won't stray from this track I've been tracing all my time. And I couldn't say, just felt like the only way. And the longer I go, the more I believe it. The stronger I grow, the more that I need it. And the more that I know, the more that I wonder why. And that's why I still chase the skies. I let you grow up, and I left to find my way through fear, doubt and dust. In the hands of this highway, I still feel like a child, staring at his first midnight sky. I'm back when our dreams were for keeps, and every last one of those stars were in reach. And I told you I'd go bring them down someday. I guess those thoughts never changed. And the longer I go, the more I believe it. The stronger I grow, the more that I need it. And the more that I know, the more that I wonder why. And that's why I still chase the sky. And I know that it's so hard to leave this and go out alone, just to learn that we need it. Though I'd rather let go than to grow old wondering why. And that's why I still chase the skies. So you keep wondering why, and I'll keep chasing the sky. Oh, you keep wondering why, and I'll keep chasing the sky. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for coming down tonight on a Sunday evening to listen to some music. Thanks to 6 Degrees and the crew here for having me back. I think this is 3 years in a row that I've been down here. Thanks to Carl up the back making it sound wonderful. There's a few people standing up the back. There's some seats down here if you'd like to come and sit and check it out. My name's Daniel Champagne. I'm originally from the far south coast of New South Wales, about halfway between Sydney and Melbourne, just outside the bustling metropolis of Bega. That's where I grew up. And my dad is a guitar player. He's a guitar teacher too, and so I started playing guitar when I was really little. I started trying to write songs when I was young, and by the time I was 18, I finished school, and I'd written a bunch of these songs that I wanted to play for real people in real life, so I started firstly traveling around Australia, kind of playing anywhere that I could. And then I got to go overseas and do it in lots of different countries. So last year I was overseas and I had a new album out and I played in lots of different places. And this year I've spent the first half just traveling around Australia, playing lots of regional shows. I've actually been playing 65 shows and tonight's number 65. So it's where it ends for me on this trip, and then I have a month off and I go back to America for a lot. So it's a good place to finish up. I feel like I've done 64 shows of warming up for you, and hopefully tonight's okay. But I just want to play a bunch of different songs that I really love playing. Mostly tunes I've written on the road over the years. Some older songs, some newer ones. That was a piece called That's Why I Still Chase the Sky. And this one here is actually a brand new song I wanted to play. I'm always sort of trying to write something or working on something as I travel around on tour. And I often drive to the gig and promise myself I'm going to get up that night and play some new songs. And often I get up here and look out at the audience and they just look way too scary. And I chicken out. And it doesn't end up happening, but I'd say tonight you're one of the least threatening audiences that I've seen for some time. So I think we'll be fine. This is a brand new song. It's called Thunder of Your Heart. Again, thanks for coming down and happy listening to everybody. It's great to be back. You're my mind again, you always seem to be. Driving through this midnight rain in reverie. It's never quite the same without you next to me. But even from a distance I can feel you. Hold me like the ocean, kiss me like the wind, love me like the stardust settles on your skin. Hit me like a shot of lightning through the dark. I just wanna feel the thunder of your heart. I watch these headlights wind through the redwoods, dance across my mind like a ballerina could. I know this road is long, but we're not here for good. And if I disconnect the distance, I can feel you. Rock me like a freight train, pull me like the tide, guide me down some coast road till I'm standing by your side. And hit me like a shot of lightning through the dark. I just wanna feel the thunder of your heart. Blind me like a snowstorm, hide me like the night, find me in the first rays of the morning light. Shake me like a hurricane, tear my world apart. I just wanna feel the thunder of your heart. I wanna feel the thunder of your heart. Well, she said I'll call you if I calm down. So I wasn't waiting, I wasn't holding my breath. I was counting every reason that I'd seen love go by. So everybody throw your heart down, like we're only just playing, like we don't know where this ends, or like the future's already been written across the night sky. But what if this love's like a supernova? It wouldn't even matter how close I hold you, we'd make it to the stars. And it all turns out we both burned out 1,000 years before now, just like a supernova. Oh, darling, we could spend a whole life living in fear about the path we're on, or break the wheel trying to steer from where our hearts belong. I got lost and now I can't see where we started from. Think we crossed when I arrived, you're walking out the door with deja vu to feeling me all know. In life like this you can't let it be fall short, whatever we become. What if this is over? We're on the run, scared that this love's like a supernova. It wouldn't even matter how close I hold you, we'd make it to the stars. You know, it turns out we both burned out 1,000 years before now. And every dream that I tried to show you, every promise that we'd stay the same when we get older, wouldn't matter when it all turns out we both burned out 1,000 years before now, just like a supernova. Tell me how far can be seen. What if this was all just make-believe? What if this was only in my dreams? What if this was never meant to be? And what if this love's like a supernova? Wouldn't even matter how close I hold you. We'd make it to the stars, and it all turns out we both burned out 1,000 years before now. And every dream that I tried to show you, every tear cried out on my shoulder, wouldn't matter when it all turns out we both burned out 1,000 years before now, just like a supernova. Oh. Thank you. That piece is called Supernova. And this one here is probably my favorite song that I've ever written. And it came about some years ago. I was in Europe, flying back to Australia after some gigs, and I thought I'd found like the cheapest flight out of the continent. I was super proud. I was up at the airport very early, 5:36 a.m. And of course the plane was delayed, and I was just kind of left wandering around the airport there in Berlin, looking for things to do and for people to meet. And I ended up meeting this wonderful couple who were, of all places at that time of the day, they were, of course, in the airport bar, getting quite drunk and watching an ice hockey game on the TV. And so I went and sat with these two because, you know, the plane wasn't going anyway. I wanted to have a beer to celebrate this tour we'd just done, and I'd never seen an ice hockey game. So I went and sat with the couple, and over the next couple of hours, I became such good friends with these guys that I actually ended up living in their basement for about 6 months. Not in a weird way, just kind of living in their basement and playing gigs on the weekend. They were from Minneapolis, but they moved out to Halifax in Eastern Canada for work. And so when I went back across Canada and I was near Halifax, I went and stayed with them there, also in their basement, not in a weird way, in Halifax. And anyway, they got married a few years after I met them. And I flew out east and I played all the music at their wedding. And I wrote this song for them in retrospect about their whole journey through life and through love. And the song's called Back to Nova Scotia. driving back to Nova Scotia. With every note he heard her riding shotgun under the prairie skies. And she said goodbye, Manitoba, and all the friends had told her it's alright to lose yourself in love sometimes. See, every heart she held before with one foot already out the door, but this time he caught her in the hallway and he said, I just spent the whole night thinking about my whole life, thinking how I can't find a reason to stay. There's nothing left to say. Life got in the way. So he's on the next plane back to Sydney, a tired heart shaking within to see that California coastline fade. But he figured every ticket cost the same, place you can't go. There's no use changing a heart you won't know. And a 15-hour plane's a good way to slowly grow the choices we made. See, every heart he held before with one foot just about to board, but this time she caught him on the runway and she said, I just spent the whole night thinking about my whole life, thinking how I can't find a reason to stay. There's nothing left to say. Life got in the way. It's life that spins us round. Trying to find lies in somebody you try leaving behind. So if you're back in Nova Scotia, then I'm on the next bus over the border, or I'll go by water, whatever it takes. This time I only wanted to hold you. There's things I never told you, so please just listen while I try to say it straight. We could spend our whole life thinking about this one night, thinking that maybe we're both insane. Who's to say what's right, and who's to know what lies ahead? All I know is that these feelings won't change, and there's nothing left to say. We were both born astray, but life got in the way. Oh, That's a piece I was touring some years ago with a hero of mine, a guitar hero, and he gave me, after the last show, one of his old guitars that he'd been traveling with, and he gave me this guitar backstage, and he asked me to write him a happy song because all my songs were too sad and depressing. So I wrote that one for him. This one here is a bit of a love note to all my time spent touring across Canada, which is a place I got to go to almost every year since I was 18. And I do these big tours sort of from the West Coast out to the East Coast, Vancouver Island to Newfoundland, and I often do them in the middle of their winter, where I've learned a lot over the years about snow and freezing cold temperatures and how to dig my car out of a ditch on the side of the road, how to scrape ice off the windshield with a credit card, and why I should have paid the extra $6 a day to get proper snow tires, things like that. So this one's a bit of an ode to the road that goes all the way across there that I've spent a lot of time on. It's called Highway 1. Last night I dreamt that we were driving Highway 1. Last night I dreamt that we were driving Highway 1. See the prairies fading with the last rays of the sun. Last night I dreamt that we were driving Highway 1. Watch the moonlight rising through the pines. Watch the moonlight rising through the pines. Wandering our hearts, babe, and rambling on our mind. Watch the moonlight rising through the pines. People say dreams grow old, memories fade, and hearts get cold. Whatever we may or may not become, I will always think of you driving down Highway 1. I thought I saw you standing in the snow. I thought I saw you standing in the snow. Some drunken angel holler, hurry up, we gotta go. Thought I saw you standing in the snow. We went searching for the northern lights. We're searching for the northern lights. You drunk on some dream while I was blinded by the sight of you under the northern lights. People say dreams grow old, memories fade, and hearts get cold. Whatever we may or may not become, I will always think of you driving down Highway 1. There's oceans in between the real world and our highway dreams that fade out like some closing scene set beneath these northern skies. It's from afar that I look back. The rearview mirror's good for that. There's so many faces just fade to black right before my eyes, but yours stays on my mind. And people say the dreams grow old, the memories fade, and hearts get cold. Whatever we may or may not have done, I will always think of you driving, your dark hair flying, your green eyes dancing, the headlights winding as the trucks keep rolling by. We're running on stolen time, still singing softly. I got your hand in mine, talking about the future, with the moonlight shooting straight through you. 100 k's from Vancouver, then our work here's done. But I will always think of you driving down Highway 1. this is one that I think some of you will probably recognize and will have heard at some point down the line. I learnt this song. A friend of mine had written a show for the Adelaide Cabaret Festival, and the show was called the 27 Club. It was me and a few different Australian acts all playing a bunch of music that was written by an incredible group of musicians who were all amazing, but all sadly happened to pass away at that exact age of 27. And it's quite an infamously long list of rock and roll characters, most of whom you would know of. I was playing all the Jimi Hendrix songs and all the Robert Johnson songs and the Jim Morrison songs that he had done for the Doors, and of course all the Kurt Cobain songs that he'd done for Nirvana, such as this one. I think I was 26 at the time, so I had a very cautious sort of few years. And I'm going to play this song and then we'll take a short break, grab a drink, get some air, come say hello, ask any questions, and then I'll come back for a bunch more. So if there's songs that you know that I play that you'd like me to try in the second half, please let me know and I'll do my best. My buddy Colin, who's been traveling around with me, is up the back, and there's a table there with some of my music on CDs and some t-shirts, and I make jewelry out of my guitar strings because I change them every day. Go check it out. I'll be up there. I'll sign anything within reason, and then I'll come back and play a whole bunch more. Thanks very much again for being here on a Sunday, guys. It's wonderful to be back in Albany. And this is Come As You Are. Come as you are, as you are, as I want you to be, as a friend, as an old enemy. Take your time, hurry up, the choice is yours, don't be late. Take a rest, as a friend, as an old memory. Come doused in mud, soaked in bleach, as I want you to be, as a trend, as a friend, as an old memory. When I swear that I don't have a gun, no, I don't have a gun, no, I don't have a gun. When I swear that I don't have a gun, no, I don't have a gun. Oh. Thanks very much. Take a short break and be back for some more soon, guys. Thanks for coming. Well, it was nice to meet a bunch of people in the break, and a few of you had certain songs that you asked me to play in the second half. And I only ever really play requests when people ask for them. And this is an older piece. It's actually off my first album, one of the songs I wrote at the end of high school. It's called The Nightingale. The nightingale sings each morning, her sweet song weaved in midnight's thread. 'Neath her veil, a kingdom calling. If I could leave this grassy bed, but when I told you I was afraid to fall, really I was afraid to fly at all. Deep in trial, bound and burning, her restless charms are broken through, but between cheap denial and reckless yearning to run from harm was all I knew. And so when I told you I was afraid to fall, really I was afraid to fly. When I told you I was afraid to fall, really I was afraid to fly. We fall from the summer's golden rays to the murky ocean floor. Sometimes there's some cause we're calling for, but mostly it seems we're chasing dreams to the shore. Can't stand the leaving. So when I told you I was afraid to fall, really I was afraid to fly. I told you I was afraid to fall. Really, I was afraid to fly. At all. Thank you. As I said, that was one of my older pieces. And this is the title track off the new album. And I wrote it. My sister's a journalist and she'd been in Europe for a long time. And she came back to Australia at a loose end for work, and it was just before I was about to go on a tour. And so she jumped in the van and we did this tour into the Red Centre, playing a lot of smaller outback towns along the way, and we were camping for a few days outside of Alice Springs before the shows there. And a few songs, including this one, popped out then. It's called Shimmer Through the Windscreen. The South Pacific Ocean, it's not so gentle on the shoreline as the waves crashing like meteors. I met an older man by a caravan, asked if he had the time. The doctor said 6 months, but for now it's 4:25. He said, I once lived in the city, working morning till the night fell. I paid the bank and I kept my front yard clean. But I packed that in and hit the road to watch Australia shimmer through the windscreen. The Murrumbidgee River makes its way down from the highlands like a black snake in the springtime. The wattle flowers are like lanterns drifting in the hot winds. They keep cutting across these southern skies. I come through every year or so, drive on through these small towns where the old boys play out their weekend scene. Between the dust and the pickup trucks, I watch Australia shimmer through the windscreen. The further I go, this world starts to feel like home. The more that I see, the less that I need. Oh, but the harder it gets to leave. The West McDonald Ranges, they are dancing in the headlights. After a couple desert days spent, I'll make Alice Springs by midnight. The rear view's dipped in red dirt. These clothes smell like a campfire, but I stumbled onto that feeling I've been searching for my whole life. See, I've been around the world now, seen the moon from different places. I lost my mind and I lived some childhood dreams. There's nothing like a star-filled night to watch Australia shimmer through the windscreen. There's nothing like a star-filled night to watch Australia shimmer through the windscreen. At the beginning of 2020, I'd been living in America for 5 or 6 years. And I was touring over there at the start of that year. And then, of course, COVID happened and I stopped the shows that I was doing and I went back to Nashville where I'd been living for a couple of months. And there was obviously not a lot going on back there. And so I made the call to kind of come back to Australia. I thought it'd be a good time to come back and hang out with family and friends again. So I went to Sydney and then I went down the south coast and just got to hang out there for about 6 months or so. My family has a small farm in a place called Brogo, about halfway between Bega and Cobargo off the Princess Highway there. And just down the road from them lives my old guitar teacher, Dave. And Dave taught me guitar from when I was 8 till when I was 18. And in the first sort of 6 months of the lockdown, when there were obviously no gigs going on for anyone, there were a lot of his ex-students back in the area without too much to do. And so Dave started having these big jam nights out at his farm every Saturday. They kind of be 10% jamming, 90% drinking all the homebrew that he would serve up. And so I'd end up there each Saturday drinking his homebrew and playing music with him and his friends and family. And I got very inspired at the time and I wrote a whole bunch of songs, but I'd always wanted to write a piece for my old teacher. And so I set to work and I had a lot of time on my hands, and this is the piece that came out of it anyway. It's an instrumental tune. It's called The Pursuit. Driving southbound on the 5. The San Francisco sky plays a satellite show to close every day. When I shut my eyes tonight, I'm back on the Princess Highway, shooting south past Bateman's Bay. And it's funny, all this driving round California made me think about the coast of New South Wales. And I know I should have tried calling you tonight, but you know you like this moon that lights my trail. Now I've seen ghosts dance in the headlights through small town Oklahoma and across to where the delta starts to shape. No matter how many hands I shake each night, nobody really knows you till they've been lost down the same roads that you take. And I've been thinking how the Mississippi sunrise look good shooting over some South Pacific waves. And I know I should have tried calling you tonight, but you know you like this blood running through my veins. Oh, lonely is a man on the moon. He's been sitting upside down, counting through every move that could take him from the northern lights through that Milky Way to you. And driving eastbound late December, the Rocky Mountain Highway is getting wrapped up under a blanket of snow. There's this one girl holding embers that light every mile that I stray, so I had to make it back before they go. And I kissed her under the Manitoba skyline, although I wish it were the Margarita moon. And I know I should have tried calling you tonight, but you know that I'll be coming home soon. Oh, I know I should have tried calling you tonight, but you know that I'll be coming home soon. Oh, well, I think I've got a couple more songs I'd love to play tonight. And this is another one that I think you'll probably recognize and will have heard of at some point down the line. I learned this song from my guitar teacher, the same guy I mentioned earlier. When I was little, he used to play this instrumental version of a very famous Don McLean song. And I sort of begged him to teach it to me, and then he taught it to me, and I practiced it, and I started singing it as well. And Then when I got to playing my own gigs, I wanted to play it at every show. So as I said, you'll probably know this song. If you hear it and you remember it and you recognize how it goes and you know the words and you remember the melody, and if you feel like singing along, don't do it because you could ruin it for everyone else, you know. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray, and look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in your soul. Shadows on the hill, sketch the trees and daffodils, catch the breeze and winter chill in colors on the snowy linen land. And now I understand just what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you try to set them free. They don't listen, they do not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, and swirling clouds in violet haze, reflecting Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain, soothed beneath the artist's loving hands. And now I understand just what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They don't listen, they do not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they cannot love you, but still your love was true. When all hope was left inside, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Now I think I know just what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will. Perhaps they never Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thanks for coming out on a Sunday to listen to music. It's wonderful to be back As I said, this is the last show of the whole tour, so I get to have a month off now, and then I head back to America, and I play 72 shows all around America, so if you've got friends over there, I'm probably playing nearby. I want to thank the crew here at 6 Degrees for having me and for having music here. I want to thank Carl up the back for making it sound wonderful. I want to thank my friend Colin for traveling around with me this week. I played 5 shows in the West, and I fly back tomorrow. And stick around and have a chat if you've got time. Grab a drink, come say hi, ask any questions. If anyone would like to have a quick play of my guitar after the gig, you're more than welcome. I always feel like if I can't break it, then you won't be able to either. So check that out. Take some music with you. Again, I'll sign anything within reason. And I'm going to finish off with an older piece. This is from my first album. It's called The Same Enemy. My name's Daniel Champagne. Thanks for being here tonight, and I look forward to being back down the track and seeing you all next time. Friend, I see only fear in your eyes. I feel like we're living in disguise, and I know that you don't really ever want to say why. Like a runaway train left in the night, the dreams stay naked in the headlights, with the memories that wake you in fright. Feels like all I could ever be was flying by my front door, and it's the same enemy, trying to keep our hearts from wanting more. So much easier way back when we could chase whatever and try to pretend the light we worked so hard to defend might stay. You can only hold this moment for so long, with time trying to sweep it along. By the time we look back, it's already gone away. It feels like all I could ever be was flying by my front door, and it's the same enemy, trying to keep our hearts from wanting more. All I could ever be was flying by my front door, and it's the same enemy, just trying to keep our hearts from wanting more. And the same golden lights that I kept chasing down just became darkened nights that I'm left facing now. We are almost caving in. We're always bound to fall. We never feel a thing until we felt it all. They're tattooed in our skin and written across our wall. We never feel a thing until we felt it all. And we are caving in. We're always bound to fall. We never feel a thing until we felt it all. They're tattooed in our skin and written across our wall. We never feel a thing until it felt like all I could ever be was falling by my front door. And it's the same enemy, trying to keep our hearts from wanting more. All I could ever be was falling by my front door. And it's the same enemy, just trying to keep our hearts from wanting more. And trying to keep our hearts from wanting more.